Let's talk about Doctor Who. Now, this isn't a regular topic on this channel because I don't know anything about Doctor Who out of a few small details because I've never really watched it. I tried to get into it once. It's just not for me. No disrespect to anybody that likes it. It just didn't hit for me. But I totally recognize that it's a loved property and people like it. I just didn't get into it. I tried to watch it when it got rebooted over with the guy they call the Cool Doctor. That's a lot of people gave him that name, I guess. I don't know if that's really a thing or not. But I tried to watch it, and I just didn't get into it. So it is what it is. But, like I said, I recognize that it's loved. It's been around for 60 years. So, obviously, they were doing something right, though it looks like that has changed over the years. I do enjoy watching some of the coverage of YouTubers that have talked about it, such as Gary here, who has extensively covered a lot of the stuff that has happened with this show because he's a big fan of it. And I had to talk about what's going on with the show today because I've seen some of the clips, and they're absolutely ridiculous. But let's start right here. Doctor Who's 60th anniversary thoughts. And this is a direct quote from this article right here, where they quote the critical drinker almost. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but this was their message for fans of the upcoming new Doctor Who episode. This is what they want them to know. This special is preachy. By the end, it's a little more than a delivery system for the message. This is in the article. This is from, I believe, the showrunner, who a lot of people originally were excited was coming back because I guess he was a part of the show at its peak. Russell T. Davies. I think I'm saying that right. This guy apparently was attached to the show before. He left and came back, and people were kind of excited, like, okay, this guy can turn it around. And now he's saying shit like this. And we have some clips from the new show. A lot of this has been going around, and it's so awful. Like this clip right here, where he gets checked by this person because this alien he's talking to,
you're assuming
he assumes the alien's pronouns. We assume the alien was a he. This thing right here. This weird thing. Well, just watch the clip here.
As a pronoun.
True. Yes. Sorry. Good point. Are you he or she or they?
My chosen pronoun is the definite article.
You serious?
Very serious, because it gets even worse. Look at this one. So this is an action scene. An action scene from the new episode. So it speaks for itself. Watch this, okay? It speaks for itself.
I don't just fire darts, mate.
There's another one where it's another clip. I'm just going to describe it, where the Rose girl who was his companion in his season, because this is a previous Doctor. Now, if you don't know what happens at the end of every actor's run, they transform into the new actor and become the same person, but a different personality, and they look different. That's how the show's kept going. I actually think that's a smart way to reboot the show every time they get a new actor on. But for some reason, he came back. I don't know why. And he's going to transition into the next Doctor, which is a gay black man. It looks like that's what they're going for, because now we need to know who Doctor Who likes to have sex with, which I don't think was ever a thing before. I don't think he's ever been romantic. I could be wrong on that. But as far as I know, from just kind of doing a little looking around, I don't think he's ever been really romantic. So you're going to get that now, finally. But in one of the final clips that people are really making fun of is where this Rose woman, that's the companion, takes off with the other person who I have no idea who the other person is in those other clips. Get mad at him and call him a male presenting Time Lord, and they're sorry that he's still not a woman because then he would understand things, really. It's really cringy. But here are some of the headlines coming out. Doctor Who shakes up writers' payment structure after Disney Plus boards BBC sci-fi series. That's right. Disney is attached to Doctor Who now. One of the reasons why the show is probably like this now is Disney is attached. Maybe you didn't know that. Disney is now putting their woke claws into another beloved franchise, and look what's happened to it. Though, to be fair, this was happening to Doctor Who before Disney jumped on, as far as I know. Why is Doctor Who obsessing over pronouns? Doctor Who fans applaud progressive trans storyline. Review of Doctor Who, The Star Beast. The 60th anniversary special is a TERF's worst nightmare. Wow, that's really a headline fans have been looking forward to. I never understand it with these shows. Like, they're going all out. And just to kind of, put the point back on there, showrunner himself was like, yeah, we're going to use this show to deliver the message. This show is all about the message. This is going to be a shit show. I'll never understand why companies run successful franchises into the ground, but here we are. This is going to be the next casualty of Disney and woke mind virus. This show's done. And I hate to go back to Rotten Tomatoes, but it's really the only kind of score I can pull up right now for this. But as you can see, 100% from the critics, because of course they love this stuff. They are excited about what's going on with this show right now. And then the audience, not so much. 53% rotten. They are not very happy with this. And of course, there's people out there saying the show is being review bombed. I don't think so. I think this is just another case of people being pissed about their franchise being destroyed. And this has got to be some kind of form of clickbait, because they bring back this beloved Doctor that people loved. This guy that's playing him in this episode that you're seeing in the clips that I showed, that guy was a beloved Doctor that was around for a long time. And they're using him to not only shit on him, but kind of just shit on the series and the fans themselves. And they're not happy about it. I'll never understand. Well, oh, yeah, we did something that really pissed off fans. It's review bombing. Of course, they don't like this. Just because the show was shit doesn't mean it's being review bombed. But don't worry, though. It's Disney. They can bring in some of them bots to get that audience score pushed right up. So I don't know how long that will last. But, man, I feel bad for you Doctor Who fans. I really do. This sucks. And, the best I can do is tell you to stop watching it, because it's not going to get any better. And the cool thing about Doctor Who is you've got decades of old stuff that's good. So you can always go back and watch that good stuff. I think that is kind of cool. It's always not like, so, the closest thing I can think of that I can relate to you guys with is my comic books. Huge comic book fan. Modern comics are worse than the shit you're watching. I'm going to tell you that right now, based on those clips. 10 times worse. But I have decades of older books that I've kind of just been immersing myself in, going back and reading runs that I never read as a kid. That's been fun. Been collecting older runs and reading those, and because there's so much out there. So, I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing with comics, and then, of course, indie comics for some new stuff. But, man, very sad. Sorry for you guys. This is embarrassing. Everybody involved with this should be fired, but they won't be. They'll feel upwards and be promoted. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on with Doctor Who from an outsider's perspective. Some of you may or may not watch the show, so I thought it would be interesting to talk about. I'll continue to watch what's going on. I'm not going to probably make tons of videos on Doctor Who because I just don't know a lot about it, but I couldn't help it with this one. This is a wild situation, and it's sad. A lot of fans out there not happy. Other than the 10 people on Twitter that claim they're fans and they're not really fans. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.